Welcome to stream, guys. Welcome to stream. Welcome to stream. Sorry. Welcome to the video, guys. So today, today we're gonna drop the Toxic Mist build. This is gonna be a physical build, spelled. It's gonna be both spelled. So let's get right into the gear. Special items. Well, I'm using Scepter for dual wielding right now. So since I have this Alchemist punishment, so I'm gonna do that. All right. So let's just go with that. Alchemist punishment here. And then I have the crafted scepter. This needs to be spell hit rate, all right, not attack. Just focus on everything spelled. Forget about this. Craft yourself a helmet, or use the Elisa helmet for spell damage amp. And then transcendent cold comfort. This gives the flash bomb extra cold elemental damage, and also periodically a hit in a circle casting flash bomb, right, which is really good. If you're using flash bomb, all right. So Flash Bomb is going to be the build with Toxic Mist, physical damage. It's going to be both convert to physical. So this is, and here this glove is a must for all caster build. I like it a lot with 20% damage amp and tons of cast speed. All right, some crit rate, crit damage as well. It's pretty good, and element damage penetration. And then boots. Boots you can use any crafted boots with area damage percent, strike percent. But mostly you want double skill effect. Okay. Necklace, you're gonna suffer with mana in the beginning if you do not have this necklace. But if you do have this necklace, it's really great. But if you don't, you're gonna have to have mana control. The basic mana control would be the mastery that we're gonna look into a little bit, and dampening resource, link runes, and all that good stuff. It's really mana intensive, so with mana on hit stuff too. So if anything, this necklace will suffer your mana performance. All right. This good for skill rune recovery cooldown and skill rune effect, 50%. This should be the belt for crafting belt for potion effect, but since I don't really play much with potions, I use this instead. This one's for item drop rate rarity, and lots of cast speed right here. This one's for the Sanctum effect and gold, and farming gold and stats. So Sanctum effect is really good. So then Lacrima I was gonna play with it's gonna be Hamal, Caster, and Leo. That's the top 3 that you want to do if you do physical conversion. Since they're both different elements, one is poison, one is cold, it's best to convert both of them to physical, become one element, so that you can focus on Hamal, Leo, and Caster. Okay. If you play barrier, then put Elisa. If not, then it needs to be Hamal, Leo, and Caster. Okay. 3. So you need to do 230, 230, and 190. All right. Or you do 140, 140, 140, and then 240 or 230. All right, like this one. Okay, so let's check out the charms. Okay, Lacrima. What I have is this one right now temporarily. What you want is really OP items like Leo's, the new Leo shoulder, or the Afro's shoulder. Those are really good ones. I'm just not having it right now, so when I have it, I will put it in. But typically, I'm trying to get some more damage implications from somewhere. Right? The Thunderbolt shoulder is also good as well. Then, of course, ring, old caster refraction ring with flat crit rate, and then crafted staff here. Okay. There's that. Now the thing with the cold comfort is you need to lower the fire damage reduction to 8, around 8, and the amplification damage amp go up to higher. That's the ideal. So higher amp, lower dampening. Just a reminder. All right, so that's Lacrima. Now we go into mastery. Mastery is gonna be 10, 10, and 9. Last one go into here for some HP percent. Mana control. This is where you control your mana focus on the mana first, then do the HP, then do this one and this one, and then lastly, this is a must. Once you unlocked, you gotta get this. It helps with mana control a lot. All right, so that's mastery. Now relics, I went for is caster. This should have been sanctum effect because I have the ring. So sanctum effect there, and then speak up for the extract earth energy link rune, getting one additional energy, and then Maserati for the reflect immunity, reflect damage taken reduce, and increase or decrease damage taken. Now with this buff, you take more damage, so that kind of cancel out each other. You see what I did there? All right. So there's that. Now let's go to Zodiac. Zodiac's gonna be 1, 2. Lots of crit rate damage amp there. Projectile here. Reduced HP by 20%. We're gonna solve that. So there's that. And then here for physical damage amp, I took this for more status rate. So don't worry about the other stuff, but typically you want high status rate so you can stun them more, bind them more, etc. Because you're doing multi-element anyway. So there's that 5 here. Spell. Make sure you guys focus on spell. Okay, everything needs to be cast speed and spell damage. Crit rate there. So I take the strike amp here, 6% for 5 points, really good. And then Fang for the 5 points damage amp there for projectile. And then here, this is very beginner friendly Zodiac, nothing fancy. Dual wheel here, but if you use 2 hand, you take the 2 hand here. If you use shield on 1 or 1 hand and shield, you take 1 hand. And then here, I take this one. Oh, take 4 points. Sorry, 4 points here for physical damage amp. Right there, very good. We can add a little bit more damage by taking this one here, which is really good there. Then we have 1 point for some physical damage taken. But if you are don't have the necklace like I do, you're gonna need this mana return on hit. All right, so there's that. Go to here. I take here dual wield. If you 2 hand, you take 2 hand for more crit rate and damage amp there. We got that one already, and then this one gotta take lightning damage. So you're physical now, so you need the lightning damage. Either you craft on your weapon or you have on Zodiac, which I have on Zodiac. I don't have on jewels either. So, and then this one here and here, I could trade this. And this one for a little bit more damage amp. I'm looking for it right now. This one, 1, 2, 3. So strength 500. You get damage amp there. Okay. There's that. We can trade that for that. But typically, what you do is you take this, and then this. Since you guys are, this is beginner friendly build. All right, so there's that. And then lastly, you need this last energy here. So Relic and Zodiac will give you 10 stacks, so you don't have to use Capri Heart or something like that. All right, now specializations. I play a little bit different, so I went for this one and more projectile count. You guys are gonna see why, and I'll explain later in mapping to you guys how the black toxic mist works. So I took this one instead, right, for more projectile count. It's gonna affect both skill projectile count, so it's gonna be really good. Okay. All right, both skills are gonna get affected by projectile count, which is good. All right, so now we go into the skill breakdown. Frostbomb Awakened I would take is the Verity for the damage amps against Frozen. That's the only best one I know. I see that's really good. I don't know about this one. It's like you lose a lot of multiplier percent, but then you're getting like 450 flat percent amp. So it's one of those where you trade off some to gain more. I don't want to do anything like that affect the percentage multiplier. The multiplier is what the really strong one is. The damage come from, right? So just stick with Verity for the general amp. Even though you need status effect, but this is damage amp and 20. So that's 20 versus frozen, and then 10 if they're not. So that's it. That if they're not frozen or cold status on them, you're still gonna do 10% damage amp either way. All right. So Verity is the better awakening. Okay. All right. So let's go right into so Mana Stone, Earth Extraction Energy. I did Chain, but I think I'm gonna take out Chain for probably another amplification. Most likely another amplified projectile. But Chain's been doing good for me. So it's been chaining, like the shard's been chaining to monsters. So that's really, really good for map clear. But yeah, so there's that. If you want for more damage, take it out. Add in like strike or another physical amplification right here. All right, because it's physical now, so you can use this. Okay, so because strike reduces cast speed, so either way. All right. So that's the frost bomb. Now we go into spell activation on spell hit, then physical conversion on both skill. This one. Explanation of this skill is you get one projectile count, and that's it. Then it spreads out the second hit of project of toxic mist. All right, so the explosion we'll consider as one. The range of the explosion is very small. You cannot go above 300, no matter how much you do. So just it does not matter how much. So that's why I gave up air effect and go for more projectile damage. It makes sense to go for more projectile damage because the mist, toxic mist, second damage here. This is where you want more projectile come from, right? There's that, and then I took the Verity for more projectile damage amp and projectile speed. All right. So here, amplify physical damage projectile source for more. This should have been of origin. This should have been origin. I would get more damage from origin instead. Okay. Extract earth energy, of course, to get the 30% damage amp, cast speed, and everything else. Mana Stone, harmony for HP absorption. So there's that setup. The enhanced skill is marksman. You gotta go marksman, and then totem effect. Don't really need any of this here. I'm just this would be good here because it's a toggle. Meaning you activate once and then it's gonna pop up. So if you hit dodge or hit, the enemy get hit with pain effect. Then you increase more damage when you do damage to them. This I'm using because of my shoulder in Lacrima. And seals, you want to do seal strike if you have high enough crit rate, like me. If you don't, you need to do seal crit to raise your crit rate bar base higher. Seal dodge for beginning, elemental domain for later stages, 155 plus. All right, and 2 movement skill, teleport, penetration slash right here and then right here. All right, so let's go see how the game plays. Make sure I turn everything on. See how is the toggle. All right, so let's see how that goes. So the chain has been really helpful for clearing maps and lots of trash mobs. The shards change to the next enemy and next enemy, which is really good. Unfortunately, Toxic Mist cannot change. Now, if you guys look closely and a little bit, you're gonna see how this is just normal 170 monster. This is equivalent to hard mode plus 31 in mapping. So this is level 170 normal mode, where you can revive and stuff. So as you can see, it comes down once your skill Frost Bomb hit, Toxic Mist comes down. Now with Toxic Mist is, I've tried everything possible. I've tried area damage to increase air effect. I've tried projectiles version. The projectile version does more damage and does better clearing, because each if you have less than 9 projectile standard from Zodiac plus 4, what's gonna happen is the skill will not hit any other monster. Toxic Mist will just have there's a standard 5 projectile, and it would just miss some of the monster around it. So it's gonna do like a little blob comes down, and then that blob spreads into a straight line, and that line is your Toxic Mist, and you want that thing to hit a lot of enemies, because that's how they get destroyed quickly, and the damage percent of that is like 900%. All right, which is pretty big for a spell. 900% multiplier, and then 700 flat around there. If I'm not mistaken, let's see that again. Yes, 900 flat and 700% a multiplier. The percentage is the multiplier. The flat is the base damage. So it's pretty good. Now, the thing is, you cannot use this as a main skill. The reason for main skill is the range of it is really small, like super small. I'm talking like about 500 distance, 700 distance, meaning from where I stand to the target, the distance is 700. So we're gonna check it in a dummy after this run, and so you guys can see. This two goes well together, in my opinion, for map clear. As you can see, it's very satisfying. But you must convert both to physical damage to really work well. So there's that, right? Alright, so now we're gonna go to dummy and show you guys what I mean by the distance of if you play Toxic Mist as a main skill. So this is what happens. I'm gonna take this away and show you guys the effect. Okay, so the distance checked mark, so that's 750, right? You see how that's as far I can go. I can't go further. So we're talking about I'm gonna change this to one target. See, 900 only do that. So about 850, yeah, about 900. All right. So what's gonna happen? Yeah, so 800 is better for auto cast. 900 you gotta cast it yourself. Yeah, 800. So if you're within 800 range, this is pretty close to get killed. I can't extend it anymore. So do you see the projectile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? this skill relies on a lot of projectile, because 9 is the best I can go without losing more damage. You can try with more projectile, so we can go more projectile, so we can add a lot more projectile in here with multi-shot. But the problem with multi-shot is I get reduced. I would get reduced damage because it doesn't increase a lot of damage. It just gives you more projectile counts. The awaken could be wrong. I'm just trying to. That's the awaken. There should be verity instead of source. I just want to try source. Source give me additional multi-shot effect, so I get way more than that. So let's just check it out, right? So now this has 13. So you can see how the projectile affect the size of the toxic mist, right? So this will cover better mapping, right? So now if we remove this, you can see the difference. Okay, see, it's less, right? So if I do error effect, you won't get all this multi-shot stuff. If I get error effect, the only thing that it affect is the size of the blob. Everything else doesn't change much, but you are reducing your projectile count so that you don't hit a lot of things. You don't hit a lot of stuff. You only get five. So it would be like this. So we're gonna take out that, and we'll put an error effect, right? So error effect just gonna increase the first damage explosion. You lose a lot of projectile. You see how you don't hit a lot of stuff? So let's just say if I increase the mob range to like that, right? Some of them are getting hit, but some of them not getting hit. See what I mean? Like you guys see what I mean? Like some of them are not getting hit. You can tell by the status effect, right? Because the mist is like you don't have enough projectile to hit everything. So if I were to put back multi-shot, all right, now everything's getting hit. Watch, everything's getting hit because the mist is this is what counts, the mist. Okay, that's what counts. So you guys can play this as main if you like to, but I really like it as secondary, just for extra clearing. Okay, give the build a try. Let me know what you think. I appreciate it, guys. Please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We'll go live. I'm gonna go live later. So thanks, guys.